Cool. Hi, I'm Ingrid. I'm here with the guys from Gold and Shadow. So first to start with a little intro, can you just say your name and what you do in the band?
Yeah, I'm Dane, and I sing and I play guitar and synth in the band.
I'm Jesse. I play bass and I sing.
Cool. All right, so you guys just released your EP. It's called Birdhouse, and I was just wondering why you wanted to spell it like H-A-U-S instead of the typical Birdhouse.
Because we're weird and artsy, okay?
Yeah. There's not a great answer for that. I'm German, like German heritage, but that actually had nothing to do with it. So, I mean, I could tell you it did. We just preferred it, I guess.
Cool.
You know what? I have a better answer. You ready for this? It's because we're taking something which exists in reality, which is this kind of university student house that our guitarist lived in, which was called the Birdhouse.
Okay.
And we kind of took it and made kind of a little mythology around it, and we designed this, our synth player designed this digital booklet with all these little drawings of various scenes inside the house. So we kind of mythologized this place, which actually exists, but you know, in our little idea of it, it's kind of quirky and fun. In reality, it's kind of disgusting. But so you know what? I gave it a slightly different name because it's not necessarily the real thing. The real thing is not. Let's just say that at the end of us rehearsing there was like some pretty crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, we're done there.
We're done. Yeah.
So how do you think the name of the album, like the EP, sums it all up?
Yeah. Do you want to answer that one?
It just for us, it chronicles a time, like this batch of songs that we made in the Birdhouse. I don't know. We think that this batch of songs on the EP is a very continual, very discrete kind of idea, sonically and thematically, and it just made sense for us to name it. Well, it made sense to Dane. It was his idea to name it after where the idea got birthed and where the creativity happened. You know what I mean? I don't know, just a chapter in the book, the story of Gold and Shadow, you know?
All right, so you just mentioned that digital booklet that you guys put out, and it was for free online.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do that in the first place?
Do the digital booklet?
Yeah.
Well, it actually happened by accident because Matt, our synth player, he's in graphic design school, and he and two students had a project, like end-of-year project they had to do, and their project was to design an album booklet for a band. And so Matt, being in our band, was of course like, can we just do it for the band I'm in? And so he did, which was awesome. So they, like very talented graphic design students that he worked with were both illustrators. So they drew most of the drawings, and then he kind of put it all together and did the fonts. And it's just so cool because it's something I do not have that artistic capability whatsoever. So it's really special.
I guess that's why he's in the band, right?
Well,
One of the reasons.
he's pretty handsome.
Pretty handsome.
So do you guys prefer digital downloads, or do you guys like buying CDs and vinyl still?
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I love physical. I know it's not. I know it's kind of. It's hard for me to keep lugging that stuff around, and it's hard because I don't actually use it that much anymore, and I want to, but I don't. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, for this record, we didn't go with making any physical copies at all, right? And I don't know, like this day and age being that of Spotify and Apple Music, Google Play, like we've had a lot of people streaming our stuff on Spotify, and we're just sort of thinking like maybe we made the right choice. Maybe there was no need for physical, but at the same time, it feels so good to be able to look at something, you know? To be able to hold it in your hand, you know, especially with vinyl. Dane and I are both vinyl nerds, and yeah, we definitely would have liked to put out a vinyl record of this, but we didn't get around to that for both time and financial reasons. Yeah.
It's super expensive for bands these days, right? Because you're trying to recoup your costs, which is really hard, and it costs a lot to make physicals. The guy from the other band is watching us getting interviewed. Dude, we're famous. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happened to you guys.
There you go. That's got a fan out there now. All right, so speaking of the new EP, it was recorded actually in Vancouver, where we are right now.
Yep.
At Monarch Studios with Tom. I'm not. Yeah, I cannot say his last name, but
Yeah,
he's
that's
from the
tough.
Zolas. So have
Yeah.
you guys listened to the Zolas before this, or?
Yeah, I checked out his their newest record because he produced and mixed all of that. Did a great job. I've loved Tom mostly for his work with We Are the City. That's how I got into him, and our good friend David Ward, who's also from Vancouver. He did some records for Dave. Unbelievable work, like work that just sold us on him a long time ago. Especially with Violent, We Are the City's last record was like, we loved that so much. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
So you guys are from Nanaimo.
Yep.
How do you think that influences your sound?
Nanaimo's, yeah. Maybe Jesse can take half of this question, because he has some good thoughts. But Nanaimo's a small town. There's not a lot of people working in our genre in Nanaimo. There's not a lot of people making the kind of music we're making. For a long time, the scene in Nanaimo was mostly heavy music, like a lot of metal and punk and stuff. And so we were definitely not that. So there was times we got added to bills that we were just totally not a genre fit for, which was hilarious. Whoa. That's awesome. And then, in other ways, it's just like Nanaimo is also not much of a town. It's like mostly about the natural scenery because you can hike and swim and bike and like it's very much an outdoorsy sort of hub. So the stuff that inspired us ultimately ended up starting, for me at least, with like the outdoors and stuff, and how beautiful the place we call home is. Yeah.
I to follow that up, I was just talking to one of the guys from, maybe it was one of the guys from Ben Sinister, or someone that we played with a few nights ago in Saskatoon or around that area, and they were saying, yeah, you guys definitely have a very West Coasty sound. And I said, well, what is that sound? And I'm curious, right? We've got a friend here. Hey, this is awesome. And he said, wow, brave. He said, I don't know, there's just like a very wild creativity to what you guys have going on. And I liked hearing that, obviously. I think that's great. But it made sense coming from whom it came from. Off you go. Off you go.
It's like the bird skit on Polandia.
Oh, yeah. It made sense because a lot of bands that we played with in the prairies, like there's just a lot of rock, like hard, straight ahead rock, which is fine, like, and there's lots of creativity within that, but we like a lot of color, a lot of texture, a lot of just different influences, you know what I mean? That's all vague, I guess, but I mean, you know, West Coast sound apparently is identifiable to other parts of Canada, and we fit into it very well according to them.
So this is like your second last date of the Western tour, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what else is on your tour bucket list? Like what places?
Oh, so yeah, a lot of our friends are touring Europe right now, like the guys in We Are the City, and lots of other friends that have toured Canada a lot, and now have found that it seems like finding that Europe is like much more receptive than North America to their material. Our friend Jordan Clausen, who's also from Vancouver. So it's crazy. So that's Aiden Knight. So that's obviously a bucket list thing, is I guess getting around the initial cost of the flights and hiring a tour van over there. But apparently audiences are really receptive to Canadian bands currently in Europe, which is awesome.
Are you saying Europe?
Yeah, for sure. But we also definitely want to get out to Montreal. Yeah, Dane's played there before with some other bands, but we've yet to get there with this act, and we'd love to.
All right, so have either of you actually built a birdhouse?
Ooh.
No.
I've built a bird. Oh, I have a great story about a birdhouse. I'm not sure how in depth I can get, or how inappropriate I can get. I was once in a birdhouse making class, like for homeschooled kids, because I was homeschooled, and it was like a little workshop for making birdhouses. I think I did something inappropriate with like a peg or something.
Did you make your birdhouse look kind of phallic? Is that what you did?
I can't comment. I'm not going to comment.
Okay.
I made a birdhouse. That's all that happened.
Let
I
your
was young.
imagination-
Yeah.
You were young. You didn't know what you were doing. It's
I didn't
okay.
know what I was doing.
You were homeschooled.
All right, so last question is what's next for you guys?
So after this tour and record, we're taking like a little break because we've been the last year and a half, or actually the last like 2.5 years have been insane because we made a full-length record before this called Torch, which took us 2 years to make, and then we toured it, and then we immediately started writing, made Birdhouse, and have now just toured it. So yeah, I think people need a little bit of a break, and we'll do something. We'll definitely do something when it feels right. You know what I mean? When new material's ready and when we've got something we feel we really want to write for. You know what I mean? You don't want to try to manufacture something. You want it to feel right. So.
You've earned a break too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Well, that's all I have. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.